You've heard of Mama Bear, but have you met Grandma Bear? Greetings and welcome to Here's What I Heard, home of the Talk to Me America show, where the world wants to know what you have to say. So call me and tell them like it is. Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central Time. I'm DGddss, your hostess. Thank you for clicking on my little acre of the internet today. Please support the channel. All my links are below. Click on some of them, will ya? And don't forget to share. Let's start helping people today, shall we? Unfortunately, some people just don't know when to stop. Am I the a-hole for breaking the man's nose because he apparently didn't know what stop, and I don't think that's ironic, means, for once. I, 21 female, went to my local grocery store the other day to get 1 to 2 items and then go home. Typical, everybody does it. As I'm grabbing said items, they were on different aisles, I see a man, 45, 55-ish, following me quite closely. Oh, how creepy. Either he is... Actually, yeah, oh, how creepy. I don't even think security would follow you that closely. Not to where you would notice anyway, so yeah. You may say, oh, maybe it's just a weird coincidence. He wanted something on that aisle. No, he did not pick up or look at anything. Yeah, definitely. First red flag. Yeah, like I say, not even security would have observed you that closely. Didn't even have a cart. Yeah, okay. She's going to give us a little more context. Almost as if she's blaming herself for this man following her around in a grocery store. What a creep. I was wearing a dress, not ridiculously short, but it was short because it was 90 degrees outside. Okay, you're already blaming yourself. If this man was too close, your gut right away told you something was wrong. You should be listening to it. I don't care what you're wearing. And the laws are determined also too. You can be walking around naked. No one has the right to accost you. Anyways, I got uncomfortable and just went and checked out. Yes, of course, like I say, your first sign, your gut told you even before this, okay, and it kept telling you that. That's why you ran. Not a bad idea at first. Didn't see the man until I was almost to my car. That's not good. And at that point, don't go to that car. Don't go to your car. He walks up and tries to start making awkward small talk. Why did you have that in parentheses? It's actually what, what he was doing. How old am I? The fact that my license plate is a different state when I was... Then the one I was in, it sounds like he followed you in from outside and noticed that as you came into the store yourself. Where I was coming from and if I have a boyfriend. Well, if he looked at your license plate, he already knew where you were coming from. I told him I wasn't interested and asked him to please leave me alone. That's warning number 1. That's request number 1. Okay? And once again, no means no. Okay? He didn't and got closer to me. Okay, that's not good. I have a very big ick about people boxing me into small spaces, trauma, and so I said quite loudly, please back away from me. I don't like this. Okay, well, how did you let him get you in that space in the first place? I understand you didn't see him until you got almost to your car, but you still went to your car in between places that could have boxed you in. I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to blame you for this or anything, but always listen to your gut. And if you already have trauma, why did you doubt yourself? Why did you doubt yourself? I'm not saying anything that he has done is right, correct, or anything like that, but us women have to look out for ourselves here lately, especially with the era that everybody claims that we're in. It's funny, they keep screaming that we're in a rape era, that everybody's going to rape us and everything like that, but they don't teach us how to defend ourselves. They just say, oh, just tell men not to rape. Well, guess what? That's not going to work. How many men do you know that do what they're told, especially in a case like this? So, she's given him warning number 2. He laughed and basically said, oh, she's upset. What a sweetheart. Oh, God. Not only is he creepy, but he's condescending too. And is now 3 inches away from me. That is personal space. That is, at that point, too close. A cop wouldn't even get that close to you unless he's arresting you. Or something. Okay? Not happening. Alright? Again. Not security. This guy was a predator. You were getting ready to be accosted, assaulted. So, I panicked. Yes, that is a normal reaction when you can't get someone to back off you and they're this far from you. Okay? That's too close. That's like you're getting ready to kiss somebody. Okay? Or hug somebody. That's not, I don't even sit that far or that close to my dad when I'm talking to him and stuff like that. So I panicked and slammed the palm of my hand into his nose, which broke it. Good for you. He began screaming at me. I'm sure it was in pain as well, but I was having a panic attack and just got into my car and left. That's probably what you should have done, because at that point, as soon as he caught his breath, he might have caught you in his hand. So I told some friends about it, and some say I'm the a-hole. Get rid of those friends, because I could have just ducked away, and some say that that's a completely normal response for someone who has trauma. That's a completely normal response for anybody. I don't care if you have trauma or not. Yes, it is. Especially, well, from that way, if you let it go that far, yeah, unfortunately, they're both right in a way, but you knew what was going on. I mean, come on. You even blamed yourself for wearing a short dress. If you had that much trauma and you were that worried about it, you would not have gone out in a dress that you thought was too short yourself. Okay, again, I'm not trying to victim blame you, but at the same time, you need to be aware of all your situations, because these people exist. They will always exist. And there's always going to be somebody looking for somebody weaker to victimize. Whether you make yourself a victim or not. But if you got your head on a swivel, you're less likely to be a victim. Your reaction was completely justified, if nothing else. And you gave him every chance in the world to back off. So, am I the a-hole? And this blows my mind, but this is they've got everybody doubting themselves nowadays, questioning themselves, censoring themselves, to the point of where they're afraid of their own shadow. She says, edit 1, sorry for the rant. I'm surprised you're not in the police station screaming this out loud to everybody. This is kind of a serious situation, especially with the Me Too generation. What does my audience think? Give me the comments down below. I found one that could actually go either way. Am I the a-hole for making a scene of my adult son and sticking my nose in his marriage? Now, just from the headlines, you might be gearing towards yes, but let's read. I'm 60, and I'm bad with the whole text thing on mobiles, so I'm hoping I won't be judged by my grammar. I'm hoping I can read this to you. Here's the important background. My daughter-in-law, 32, and son, 33, have 3 children aged 3 years, 2 years, and 4 months. They've been busy. He convinced her to be a stay-at-home mom and sell her business by telling her how good of a childhood he had and how happy my marriage was, without telling her, which I found out today, that our arrangement was everything before 9 a.m. and after 5 p.m. was split 50-50. Sunday was my day off, and I was brought out twice a week. Brought out, I guess that means gone out on a date or taken out to eat or whatever like that. This sounds like somebody from overseas, probably in the EU. On to the story. On my last visit, I noticed my daughter-in-law was struggling mentally, so I, my sister, 55 female, and her girlfriend, 53, pulled our money together and paid for a spa weekend for them while we babysit the kids for her birthday last weekend. That's awesome. For her birthday. Cool. Alright, yeah, she's finally gonna get a break, and I'm sure she was grateful for that. I was preparing on Thursday evening for the kids to arrive when my daughter-in-law rang me, holding back tears, saying that they won't be going because my son's friend came into town and he said he wanted to spend the weekend with his friends catching up. On her birthday? You can't make an excuse. These guys are more important than your wife and her birthday? Yeah, I'm beginning to wonder if, yeah. I pressed her a little, and I'm talking a little about her situation. She came clean about him doing no chores, no date nights, and her basically doing all the childcare because that's what a stay-at-home moms do. Yeah, but that doesn't mean she has to do nothing but that. That's not her whole existence, especially since she does have a husband. I was honestly disgusted. With a situation like this, if every marriage is like this, I can understand why women don't mind being single mothers. Because basically they're cleaning up after 2 kids at that point. Just saying. I convinced her to drop me the kids off and bring a friend to the spa, and I even dipped into my savings to give her €500 to buy herself something nice. When she dropped me off the kids, I begged her to tell me where son was. After 5 minutes, she told me the bar. There's not a lot of punctuation in this thing either. She left for the spa while I left for the bar. She knew I was going there and knew my sister/sister-in-law were taking care of the kids. Here's where I might be the a-hole. I went to the bar where he and his friends were. I sat down next to the group and asked my son, "Did I fail you as a mother, or was it your father? Because we both thought your partner comes before your silly drunk friends." Oh yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, you go, Mom. That was, like I say, still doesn't sound wrong to me. The post is getting long enough, but long story short, I humiliated him and got myself banned from a bar. Wow. Was it that bad? Did you start beating on him or something? Start screaming and yelling? I don't know. What can I say? Woo! Grandma Bear! They say don't mess with Mama Bear, but don't mess with Grandma Bear. My daughter-in-law said she will be taking the kids to her parents when she gets back tomorrow, and my son is calling me an a-hole for humiliating him / sticking my nose in his marriage. Maybe I should have stayed out. I don't know. Well, I gotta tell you, if anybody could or should tell someone if they're doing wrong, wouldn't the parents be the most appropriate, no matter how old? I know my father still corrects me every once in a while, and I'm almost 60, so. But yeah, you really need to do that to each other. But if anybody has the right to tell somebody that they're doing something wrong, it's someone's parents. Okay, in most cases. Not everything's the same, and there's nuances, but in this case, I think Grandma would, like I say, Grandma Bear, she's in the right. It sounds like she's trying to protect those kids and make better lives for them, especially since her life was so good. Now, I'm sure she's not expecting them to be exactly like they were, but she probably needs to remind her son that, yeah, it wasn't just how you're saying it to your wife. Edit. I just wanted to say I'm heartbroken, not by any judgment towards me or my parenting skills, which you probably have. Nobody has any right to question that. This is something that, put it this way, I, as a mother or a grandmother, if I saw something going wrong or doing wrong, I'd say something. You can hate me if you want, but right is right. But the fact that a lot of people are shocked I care about my daughter-in-law's mental health and stood up for her against my son's bad behavior. Again, nothing wrong with that. In fact, again, he sounds like he needed to be reminded, hey, bud, you've got a family at home. What are you doing in this bar? I just want to say, as a mother, my advice is to treat your daughter, son, non-binary, in-laws how you'd want your children to be treated. Respect goes a long way, and it goes both ways. And again, if anybody should or could say anything to anybody about their bad behavior, parents are the proper people. What does my audience think? Let me know down in the comments. I do hope you enjoyed my video today. Thanks so much for visiting me once again, and what do you think of these scenarios? Let me know if you like what I'm doing here. Don't forget, every Thursday night, 7 p.m. Central Time, the Talk to Me America show, where the world wants to know what you have to say. So call me and tell them like it is. Please support the channel. All my links are below. Click on some of them, will ya? And don't forget to share. And remember, LDG is here to help. Until next time, AMF.